Once again, a very good morning to everybody. And as I told in the earlier class, that is, this particular topics are very, very important, being a basic topics, in the principles of management. You might have already studied in undergraduation, but still, here we are recollecting the points what we have already done and make sure we are making sure that we are going to implement in our daily life activities in an organization you come across. So already we have studied about the different. To recap with our subject, we are studying about the characteristics what a leader should have. So there we have studied that communication is very important for a leader, and he should be very deliberately working with the things, and he has to respect the employees. So all these points are very, very important. He should have knowledge, isn't it? So certain things are very, very important for an individual leader when he is taking up the leadership. And today, what we are going to discuss in our topic is, can you just guess what is this called? What is this picture? What does this picture say? Here, there is some shoes and gives two angles and something to make, and here some couple is there. So when you connect all these things, what you could understand, can you give the topic what it is? Okay, fine. I myself will say what is it. Now here you see, deciding where to go, whether to take right. Suppose if you are traveling from one place to another, when there is a junction, you will have a doubt that whether to go right or wrong. So if there is some name board or whatever, it is easy for you to decide something, or you have to. So here, decide, making, who is this authority? Husband, wife, who is the authority person? Husband will be the most, maybe it is equal, but still he is the authority person to take decision, isn't it? So it is nothing but the topic is decision making authority or power or whatever. Okay. uh, so why this approach? It is very, very important because certain areas, we have to work carefully. As a manager, we have to work carefully instead of taking the right decision. If we have taken a wrong decision, we might have wanted to meet n number of difficulties in the organization. அதாவது ஒன்றுமே இல்லை, இப்படி நேராக சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு பதிலாக தலையை சுற்றி சாப்பிட்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஸோ அப்படி சாப்பிட்றதுனால so many things you have to face. I can give you some example that from Coimbatore to Chennai, if you want to travel, if you have proper plan, if you are going in your own vehicle, if you have to plan with the roads, like how many kilometers you can reduce, or if there is any shortcuts, and what are the junctions it comes, and where you have to take diversion. So all these things should be planned well, and you should have a what to say, document in you, all written document, wherever what next, and then you reach. If that is not done, if you blindly you travel, then you cannot consume time, one thing. And might be you might have to take a little number of kilometers extra to reach your destination. The other one, rather, you have to, what to say, if petrol consumption may be increased. So these are simple things which happens in our daily life. You might have experienced definitely when such plans are not done. So here we have to adopt this decision making. Who is the authority? It is full and full the higher ends. So you see, this picture decision making approach, it is completely based on the behavioral approach, which attempts the accounts for limitation of relationality. One fine things what I wanted to say is, like, we have to have, you see, this one, we have to have rational approach, behavioral approach, practical approach, and personal approach. So all these everything should be implemented in one area. So if you are autocratic, definitely when the head gives an announcement to their subordinates and that autocratic decision does not work out. So what you have to do is you have to collect. See, the second thing is very very important. See, participatory decision making. So make your subordinates to sit, because sometimes your subordinates are more knowledgeable than you in the working area, right, in the practical area, in their departments which they are working daily life, because they are more connected with their machines every day. They are more connected with their systems every day. So they might be known better than you about the practical work which has to be carried over inside the organization. So in that case, we should make participative decision making. This is better and best when we talk about. So to collectively we have to take the informations from the subordinates, the department, and then most probably workers as well. And when the decision has been will be if taken, that will be the better and best. And consensus based, you see, we have to decide yes no, isn't it? So you have to collectively take whether it will be good, or whether if wrong what action can be taken, or heads we can put yes no, and then we can select decide what decision making has to be taken. Okay, I have a small work for you here. What is that? The team's input is considered during the decision making process, but the decision is ultimately made by the leader. True or false? What is it? Yes, of course it's true, right? Because all the decision will be taken by him, but collectively certain things has to be completed, right? Now, democratic. What is democratic? You see, it's also known as participative leadership. So it is like the previous thing what we have done. So start explaining about this particular problem, issues, and what sort of decision should be taken or whatever, and then make your subordinates to listen well. And after listening, both together collectively take the points from them, and then if it has been implemented in the organization, that is really a great thing. Then the final thing is esprit de corps. Here you see all together, giving equal support for their departments to go to the next level. So this plays a very very important role. And when this like all these what to say, the authorities, decision making approaches are very very important when we implement the same in the organizational level. Okay, uh, it becomes more active, right? The like in this particular site of approach, the employee will be more happy. Why is that? There is a small corner in the employees about their recognition. So when the leader uh, brings that recognition of that particular employee in the organization, definitely he feels for it, and he brings out the entire skill what we had, what he is having in his organization. So that can be implemented in the organization. And if the same happens with other the total number of employees in the department or the entire organization, and that definitely works with the for the development of the organizations. So definitely these kind of statistics, or we can say this is the best tactics, or the different skill, or the different knowledge, okay, implementing capacity should be uh, done by the leader towards his subordinates while running the organization. So this may be quite easy in a small scale organization, but in the large scale organizations, these kind of things will not work out. So We have to segregate, we have to make people, because when there is number of people in the organization, in the departments, the problems also arises double the number. So how to solve those things, how to make them happy, how to collectively make them developed. So the following chapters we are going to study about the organizational culture, organizational change, organizational development. So when development comes, when those areas, definitely the employees should be developed. Okay, how developed? They are knowledge wise, practical wise, skill wise, personal, work life. So all these areas, these employees should be developed. So for that also the leader has to work out. So for that, these kind of approaches will be helpful for the leader, because leader alone cannot work and bring success in the organization. Definitely, as a supporting hand, these employees should play their full role. Only then that can be done. Thank you. And these are the references that you have to follow. And thank you so much for our kind support and cooperation. Thank you.